if I'm weak, my dream will be weaker, bro. Like if
Like, you
I'm
have to be
not steady,
obsessed
if I'm
with
not
it.
steady, I'm
Yeah.
obsessed, bro.
Yeah.
I'm bro. That's why I
That's
do
what I
24
see
hours.
with people.
And bro, the thing is, it's like if you tell me when do you stop working, I don't fucking stop working.
Yeah,
know,
you
like,
wake
I don't
up,
stop
the
working.
moment you get out of your bed, the moment you go to bed.
Yeah.
And that's that, whatever people like now is the hype word of calling an entrepreneur life and this
And bro, the
and
thing
that.
is, you need to be around people that actually do the same thing, because you don't want someone that actually around you and is like, bro, I'm done with this shit. Let me leave. You know, because at the end of the day, it's a journey.
Yeah.
This whole thing is a fucking journey.
And whoever. My name is Hitesh Devasi. I'm a photographer and filmmaker based in Dubai. You're listening to the Creator to Creator podcast, where I sit down with creatives to talk about their journey, the lessons they've learned in order to inspire others to follow their passions. Mustafa, or best known as Freek, is born and raised in UAE, originally from Somalia. He's a rapper, filmmaker, podcast host, does modeling for brands like Dolce Gabbana, Gucci. He's a man on the mission. Truly an inspirational person to be around. His newest track, KAFI, which gives the message for everyone to have tough conversations like domestic violence and how it's an epidemic, and yet we don't address it unless it happens to celebrities. In our conversation, we speak about his inspiration for making this music video, which I would say is like a short film, how he uses his obsessive personality for productive means, having performed at shows and festivals like SOLEdxb, Formula One Abu Dhabi after race concert, getting his perspective on how important it is for an artist to have stage presence, how surrounding himself with a great team helps him, and also what to expect in the near future from Freek. Make sure you check out his track KAFI and his podcast, The Crossover DXB. Thank you again for coming on the podcast. And like I was telling you before, this is something that I wanted to do with you, sit down and have a conversation that we could record for a very long time. Since the first time I met you, which was in SOLEdxb 2018, we kept meeting afterwards in different places, in different music venues, wherever you were playing, or if someone else was playing and you came to support at Unplugged and other events like this. And every time we had some pretty amazing conversations. So I always thought of this as something like I looked forward to each time as well. Yeah, Freak's gonna be there. It's gonna be a nice conversation, whatever is gonna happen. I always look for that in people whenever I'm now in this period of my life where I'm growing a business, I'm growing as an artist myself. I'm always looking for that because I'm either hanging out with people who creatively and as a human being make me better, or if we're doing business. That's the only two scenarios right now where my life is going. So I wanted to touch on those things, but let's start with first talking about your new track, KAFI, and explain to me what your inspiration was, but also what the message you're giving in your words.
Yeah, I mean, Kafi is it's a very emotional track. Like it's I think it talks about a lot of things. Like it just depends. Like what are you feeling, and like especially with the visuals, it just sends that message of like um like it sends a lot of messages in the same time. The track, it talks about a lot of things like abuse, betrayal. A lot of people that have been through mental health issues, and people that actually like tasted what's like uh, mental abuse from their families. They can relate to the track. I think I got inspired from it from stories that I heard from close people that I grew up with. Um, and a couple of documentaries that I've been watching. You know what I mean?
What documentary is that?
I think it was called Gabriel. I think
Mm.
one of the I think it talks about a kid that been through a lot of shit. I don't want to really burn the story. You should definitely watch it. You know,
Mm.
that and couple of like stories that like I actually heard from friends that I grew up with. That now act like it was normal that they got abused and stuff like that, but it affected them. It affected them when they grew up, you know, and sometimes they don't really see it. Their partner can see it, their friends can see it, but they will deny it because it shows weakness about them, you know.
As mentality, sorry, in our society almost now that like if you speak about something like that, then you're weak.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Yeah.
Like you should just get on with your day or forget it was in your past and things like that, which is always bothered me as well. That and I understand sometimes what happens is because of to play a little bit of not devil's advocate, just to elaborate on it. Like sometimes with previous generations,
Yeah.
I'm as I'm growing older now, I'm understanding that why that is. What happens is like when they were growing up, they never had those words even.
Yeah.
They never had words like mental health.
Yeah.
And these kind of topics were not even like
Discussed.
existed.
Yeah.
So when they say get on with it, it's not to bash somebody or anything. It's just for me to say that whether whatever time they grew up in, if they think that way, it's not my problem to actually fix their thought process.
Yeah.
But wherever I can affect from our circle, because it always starts with you.
Yeah.
I think
No,
that's the biggest thing.
100%.
It
Yeah,
starts
yeah,
with you.
yeah.
If you are openly talking about it, and which you do in your music, like
Yeah.
this is something I was telling you, like I see your music as you expressing certain topics that most people are not willing to speak.
Yeah.
And worried for whatever reason it is.
Yeah.
It can be anything from like, oh, this is a taboo topic, or this is not the flyest thing to rap about. People don't want this, or they're being told that this is not going to sell, whatever that is, right?
Yeah.
So why did you, and every time like you make music, what is your thought process with that? Like,
It's always, I think, it's always about like experiences that I went through, and I always want to make it relevant in a way that being normal and being open about stuff that I went through or people that close to me went through, and I feel like it's just, if it comes from the heart, it's always gonna hit someone, you know. And I think that's how I always think about music. I don't like if you lie about certain things, people will know you're lying. Like you know what I mean? Like if you didn't live it, if you're trying to be strong and you're trying to be a gangster, bro, people can tell like you're nobody. So there's no point of trying to be someone you're not. Man.
yeah. And I think that especially in a region that the music industry is growing rapidly and still at a very, I don't know if you call it early stage or something that's not been discovered on a global level as much as the Western world is.
Yeah.
Like artists from North America and other parts of the world. That I see this a lot, and we've had this conversation before. It's like they're trying to copy what their model of success is,
Yeah.
and that doesn't work here
Yeah, of course.
because that's not the culture or the history of this
Yeah.
region from where you are.
Exactly.
So, and then artists complain that I've been putting in the work, but nothing's happening.
Yeah. Definitely.
So
Yeah.
and then comes the other aspect of, because the podcast is creator to creator, it's always that I want to target other creative people and give them certain ideas from what your experience is, right?
Yeah.
So on KAFI in particular, I want to give huge props to Omar, who's sitting with us now, and the rest of the team to make it happen. Like you told me earlier, and I was talking to you, is like from the day you told me that, yo, I'm shooting a music video, are you down to do something, to actually releasing it, it was less than 2 weeks.
Yeah.
How insane was the process for you? Because a lot of people don't know you have a filmmaking background. You edit your own music videos.
Yeah.
And the funniest thing was when you called me the next day and I was like, yo, what's happening? I was like, yo, no, I'm just editing some stuff for a client, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I woke up middle of the night at 3 in the morning. I was like, I had a nightmare or something that I deleted the footage. The footage got deleted.
Yeah.
That to me shows like how relentless your mind is to make it happen.
Yeah.
Like you can't even sleep until you finished that part of the process of like, yo, I need to finish editing. I need to pack it up and prepare for release.
Yeah. Yeah.
How did the mindset develop for
Well,
you?
I think people don't understand. Like sometimes when you finish shooting, it doesn't mean the work is done. You know what I mean? Like the work is still pending, and no one saw anything, and so it doesn't matter that if you finish a shoot or did, and people don't know like the work doesn't start on the day of the shoot. The work start as a pre-production way before the shoot. So you've been, that's a 2 weeks of just everyday work for 8-9 hours a day until the 14 hours a day shoot. And then the next day you'll have to probably fucking edit. And then you have at least the first draft by the second day, and you go try to, you know what I mean, like color it and this, that, and then you prepare for, you know what I mean, like have probably 10, 15 drafts, and all this whole process, I think because I'm involved in it, I have those anxiety of
You're going through
of
everything with a
thinking.
microscope.
Yeah, like because at the end of the day, yeah, I have to do it. I have to do it, man. You know what I mean? Like it's not like
But have you always been like this?
yeah, that's a problem, bro. Like I have to fix this in the future where I have to just not do these things in the future. You know what I mean? Like it's really, why are you pointing your hand on me, man? And so, and
I don't
yeah,
think
like,
it's a problem.
I think it's a problem because, bro, like you only trust few people in the production, and then you have to actually give them full responsibility until the day of the shoot, which is amazing. You know what I mean? And but since I'm actually has a production background, I like to get involved and I help, and I'm really good in doing these things anyway. So it gives me an extra step forward when it comes to editing.
The post processing side of
Yeah,
things.
like as soon as I know what it is, because I did the song and on the set, I know those shots and I already have a timeline in my head, and I already have the shot in that part. And
you can see the timeline with the cuts.
So, next day can finish because the editing is done mentally. You know what I mean?
But when you were doing filmmaking before you started your music career, which one was first? Which one was first, music or filmmaking?
No, filmmaking.
Filmmaking?
Yeah.
So that transition of when you started music, how did that begin?
I think I was shooting music videos before.
Okay.
And I did a couple of music videos for artists that kind of gave me a name as well in what I do, and I started commissioning people to shoot music videos, and then I started doing music on the side where I wanted to create music that kind of like niche, you know, like
that you want to.
It's unique, and I have zero pressure of people telling me
this needs to be this way.
Yeah, I don't have zero pressure, bro, and if I have a vision in how visually it's gonna look, that's another hobby that I have that I want to see, like my tracks visually. Like that's another hobby that I like to do, you know, and because I do it for other people as well, you know, like and I'm like, imagine if I do the song and the visual is like that, and it's always been an experiment, you know, and it always goes hand in hand. Acting and filmmaking came way first, like probably like 10 years ago, 11 years ago, 2011, 2010. That's when I picked up a camera and I started doing comedy skits and like doing acting. And I took a scholarship in New York Film Academy in 2013 as an actor for like 7 months. You know what I mean? Like, and then music came along, and it was kind of, bro, it was like, it's all under entertainment at the end of the day. Like I like these things.
Yeah, it's all storytelling.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Like it's different forms of storytelling.
Yeah, exactly.
Like how do you want to tell a particular story?
Yeah, 100%.
If you have those creative juices to do it in music, you do it. If you have it in writing, you do it in writing. If you have it in filmmaking, and everybody is expressing themselves in different ways also as an artist. Like not everybody can do what you probably sometimes think is the best way.
Yeah.
And that goes back to the fact that building a team around you that is better at doing some of the things that you probably are not.
Of course.
Or you cannot do everything by yourself.
No.
That's another thing.
No.
And
because it's a bigger project. Like you can do a run and gun video, a 1 minute video, you're running around with a camera, right? But it's gonna end like that. But if you want to do a film, it needs 20 people.
Proper work.
Actually, so and those 20 people need to be aligned in what they do. They need to be talented in what they do. Each department are really good in what they do. You know what I mean? Like
And they believe in the message.
they believe the message. They know it. They know how to not be cringy when they actually achieve it. You know, and that's another thing, bro. That's another thing. That's talent, right? Like there's a lot of filmmakers. There's a lot of musicians, right? And each one of them they will do it in different way. And some of them they might be like, yeah, and probably the rest of them they're gonna be like, wow, this is actually artistic and this is what it is, you know. Like a lot of people are actually working hard to reach that image. Some people got that vision from early.
Did you always start with a vision?
Yeah, definitely, 100%.
Especially with your music?
Like, what do you mean?
Because you were telling me earlier that you grew up listening to all kinds of music.
Yeah.
So how did you decide that you were only going to do Arabic rap?
Because it wasn't available the way I wanted it. I couldn't find someone doing what I'm doing, you know?
Well, like this is something that I don't think you know. The first time I heard you actually like drop bars was at Haas's booth in the SOLEdxb at Shore's booth.
What? Yeah.
Yeah. And I was there covering for Mo and AY.
Yeah.
I was listening everybody who was on the mic at that day. I didn't even understand a single word. I was 2 months in Dubai at that point.
What?
So like I didn't understand any Arabic. So I was just blown away with the energy of it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I don't understand anything, but I'm totally on board.
Yeah.
You know? Like whatever this is, I'm totally on board.
Yeah.
And now I think most of the words in Arabic that I know are from your songs.
No,
like Kaliwali, all of the words, the tracks title that you have are the words that I pick up every single time.
Well, I think that's an achievement for me, man. Like if people actually understanding and learning Arabic through my music, that's sick.
Because I asked like friends, yo, what does Kaliwali mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, what does KAFI mean?
Yeah.
And the day we were shooting, I asked Amar, it's like, yo, what does KAFI mean? It's like, yo, enough. That's it.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, okay, dope. Now I know what energy we are going with.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's something I do a lot. I don't know if you do. I want to like see your perspective on this. Is like, do you listen to music that you don't understand?
Yeah, I do, man. I listen to a lot of French, Dutch, German, Swedish rap. Shout out to the people in Sweden, you know?
Okay.
And like, bro, they're doing music that I don't really need to understand. Like the energy tells everything, you know? And I can sing along to certain things that I don't understand. And it's just sometimes it's... And bro, the thing is, before speaking English, that's how I used to sing English music. I never used to understand what I'm singing. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That was like when I was 9 years old. I used to sing along things that I didn't understand what they're saying. And with that's how I learned English, through music.
Through music?
Yeah, bro. And then movies, a lot of movies, and actually, bro, school wasn't the thing, man. Like learning English from school, it wasn't a thing. No way you will understand anything after that.
Okay.
You know?
So from there, when you started doing music, obviously you started thinking about the business side of this because you were already working professionally. You're not like as a young kid or anything at that point.
Yeah.
How did you put yourself in the mind space of, this is something we've discussed before and I want you to expand on this, is like the idea of artists today cannot just be great at their artwork.
Yeah.
They need to also be good at everything else that comes with it today, in today's generation. Gone are the days like maybe I think in the 70s, 80s, you could do that. Like you just have to be a good artist.
Yeah.
You just have to be good at what you're doing.
Yeah.
And everything else was taken care, because if you got on that TV show or if you got on that MTV, whatever it was, like that's it. That was your career made.
Yeah.
But now, because it's both a blessing and like not a curse, but it's a challenges that comes with internet, is that right now someone from somewhere is uploading the amazing track.
Yeah.
From some part of the world, someone's uploading an absolutely amazing track.
Yeah.
So how do you stand out?
Exactly.
You understand the business aspect of it, you understand the like your post production aspect of it.
Yeah.
These are advantages that you have.
Yeah.
How did you start thinking when you decided that, yeah, I'm going to take this seriously?
Bro, to be honest, performances. I think when I first performed, the first time I performed, it was 2014. It was for the F1 fan zone.
Mm.
I think just people singing along to your track, like 300 people singing along to a track, made me addicted to music even more. I'm like, wow, this is actually sick. Imagine 10,000 people are singing along to your track. Like that's a feeling that you can't get unless you do music on stage, you know? And after that, I think I took it serious that I saw that there's a potential in doing these kind of things. And I enjoy it anyway, so why not, you know? I think that's one of the main thing that made me like stay in the game and do music. Yeah.
I think when you mentioned live performances, do you miss it?
Hell fucking yeah, man. Hell yeah, bro. I miss going to shows myself. Just being in a crowd watching an artist, bro, that's bro, it feels like it was 10 years ago when I first
Really?
like the last time I went to a show, you know?
Yeah, it's been a crazy time last year and a half. But that's another aspect of being an artist for me. Like the way because I get to see now a lot of artists from behind the camera and like see different artists and what their personality is, what their um, strong assets are. Like each artist has something they're really good at and maybe something they're not so that great at, right?
Yeah.
And you have always had a great stage presence.
Yeah.
For an artist, music artist, how important is that from your perspective?
Wow, man. I think I've always been a student of this. Like I always liked watching other the greatest artists perform, and I always enjoyed. I'm like, bro, that energy, like just stay consistent on stage the whole time through a 40 minutes show. It's something that I always liked. You know, I always go to shows for this energy. So when I made music, I wanted that energy. I wanted to be the provider of this on stage and make people like go crazy and start moshing. And it just it's an experience. People are paying for an experience. They're not paying for you just to
Yeah.
you
It's
standing
entertainment.
and like singing along to your track. Like people want to see something different. You know,
They're coming there to be entertained.
exactly.
Hopefully, if they are already fan of yours, then they know what your energy is.
Yeah,
But
100.
if for people to discover you,
Yeah,
maybe they're there to watch Wu Tang and you're playing
exactly.
and that. It's for them to be like, yo, this guy's
Sick.
sick.
Yeah,
Let me see who is. Yeah, and that's how I think it adds up. Like all of these things add up, and this is something I've always noticed, and I keep telling some of other music artists friends of mine here from our industry that you probably know a few names as well. But hey, yo, these are the things you need to think about.
yeah,
If you're taking seriously, these are the ideas that you need to think about. You cannot just be thinking that I need to make a great dope track.
yeah,
That's it. Your responsibilities don't end there.
yeah.
Not in today's world. You
Yeah.
need to be great at social media. You need to be great at understanding contracts, promoters,
Course.
all of these things.
Yeah.
And like we had on the crossover last episode, someone was talking about these things from a promoter's perspective as well. So, like understanding all of these things, like you were mentioning, being a student of the game,
Yeah,
that alone is so important
definitely, 100%.
because people get satisfied.
Yeah.
People get a little bit of success and they're like, oh, I'm happy here.
Yeah.
The moment you get satisfied, that's it.
Yes.
You're done.
Yeah, of course.
And that's something I always see, and that's why I love surrounding myself with people like you, AY, Mo, all of these people. It's like I know all of these people are always pushing
Yeah.
to get better.
Yeah.
And that's what matters, like people you surround yourself with.
Yeah.
And for you, how has that changed in terms of growing up and people coming in and out of your life until now?
Yeah, I
What
think,
are the processes that have happened?
man, this is it. Like, bro, it's like a game. Like, if it's you'll walk with 10 people, and then until the end of the journey, you might end up with 3 people. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of things happen. Some of them lose hope. Some of them end up doing some other things that is very bad for them and end up in the wrong path. Uh, and hopefully, like you end up in the finish point with people that are actually good and genuine and believe in the same image. You know?
Mm.
And I think let's see, man. Like I hope I'm always surrounded by fucking dope people. You know? What
Do
I
you
mean?
actively think about it?
Nah, man. I think it's just about how
You feel?
you have to really like focus on the whole project and the
Mm.
whole like idea of what do you believe in, like who I'm trying to be, like
I
who
think.
do I want to end up be in the
Mm.
future. I think that's the question you should ask yourself always. Like, what do you want to be, bro? Like,
Mm.
you do all these things and it's trying to, you know what I mean? Like, who
Yeah.
do you want to be?
I think what happens also is, and I've seen this with my personal experience, and you can speak on this if you identify with it, is like because you're constantly concentrated on things that you want to do, and in terms of like, yeah, you have a goal and you're trying to achieve that goal. People who are not about that life are automatically going to weed out.
Yeah, bro, because literally you have 24 hours a day and you have to fill it with stuff that are actually productive, you know?
Mm.
And even if you want to chill, you chill with people that actually been productive with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to end up, it's just different mentality. Like you said, bro, like, it's all the same vision, man. Like, even when we chill, it's still the same vision.
Mm.
And, bro, the greatest ideas came with us doing fucking shit all, you know? And
Mm.
when that idea comes, you need to be surrounded by actually be creative people because you can't be in a room where they're
Yeah.
not in the same energy.
Especially if they don't even like you can see the difference when you're working with, because you worked on different film projects as well, and I'm sure you have some of these experience, like you know that guy's there just to be clocking in the time and leaving.
Yeah.
Right? And for me, this was something from the beginning. I always had like, I knew that I was never going to be good or happy at a 9 to 5 desk job.
Yeah.
Like that, whatever it takes to be in that mentality for years in a row, every day, go out, do the same thing, do the same thing. Not to say it's a bad for like, if you love doing that,
Yeah.
good for you. Just like I don't see my mentality just being in that, like it would kill me. It would literally drive me insane.
Bro, listen, it's a you have, bro. My dream
Uh,
is to make my dream come true.
Mm.
And someone needs to finance that dream, bro. Someone needs to finance it, bro.
Yeah.
Like in that dream, it's not really cheap for you to reach.
Mm.
Do I believe in it? 100%. When I have like fully invested with my heart, time, and effort, 100%, then I'll reach. Like,
Mm.
and as soon as I start, if I'm weak, my dream will be weaker, bro.
Mm.
Like if
Like you
I'm
have to
not
be
steady,
obsessed
if I'm
with
not
it.
steady, I'm
Yeah.
obsessed, bro.
Yeah.
I'm bro. That's why I
That's
do
what I
24
see
hours.
with people.
And bro, the thing
Yeah.
is, it's like if you tell me when do you stop working, I don't fucking stop working.
Yeah,
Like,
you
I
wake
don't
up
stop
the
working.
moment you get out of your bed to the moment you go to bed.
Yeah.
And that's that, whatever people like now is the hype word of calling an entrepreneur life and
And
this
bro, the
and
thing
that.
is, you need to be around people that actually do the same thing because you don't want someone that actually around you and is like, bro, I'm done with this shit. Let me leave. You know,
Mm.
because at the end of the day, it's a journey.
Yeah.
This whole thing is a fucking journey.
And whoever, like, that's another thing, because you having this amazing team that you have, I'm sure like everybody in the team has their individual dreams and goals that they want to do,
Yeah.
but they understand that being all together, it's not that I'm sacrificing my dream or my goal
Yeah.
to help you do this. No,
Yeah.
we're all growing together.
Yeah.
We're all making each other better, like iron sharps and iron.
Yeah.
And that's how you get better. Like
Yeah.
you keep doing more with people who are always going to keep raising bars, keep raising
Yeah,
standards.
exactly.
And that's the only way it can happen.
Of course. Of course.
So for you, when you say that, is there something that since you've started your music career, that has been like with a very funny joke that you said, like, yo, I'm gonna stop making music. When we were shooting music video.
Every time.
Yeah, every time. That's every time.
Oh, I speak my mind all the time.
Yeah.
My head is like, yo, fuck all of that shit. You know? Because my like you get fried, and then I wake up the next day. I'm in the studio fucking doing other shit. You know.
Yeah, I relate to it because I sometimes like I don't want to see a camera for fucking next 2 days.
Yeah.
I don't want to see another camera.
Yeah.
And then you wake up the next day and you're like,
you reset.
Let's go.
Gone. Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. Like right now, me and Amar, we're talking about the next video. We're like, yo, let's think about, because bro, this guy another fucking affected human being into this visual shit. You know what I mean? Like you tell him, yo, let's do this. He's like, yo, you're gonna get excited again. And he just released a video yesterday, and it's an addiction, bro.
But that's the thing with artists. Like the way I've sort of explained that to some people is, all artists are crazy and madmen in some way.
Yeah, of course. No one is. I don't think they're
right.
normal, no.
So they all absolutely something is going on in their mind that not everybody can see, but they're just like constantly pushing towards it. And you might be like that with music and something else. Omar like that with filmmaking. Someone else with something else. Every artist has that in them.
Yeah.
And if it is not there, that's a problem.
Of course, yeah, like it's, bro. Listen, you want to surround yourself in a table where if you throw something, this person next to you is gonna develop it, throw it back. You know, like it's not gonna be like. Yeah, bro, and like this is how we brainstorm. It's like I say some wicked shit, they throw me with another wicked shit, and it ends up like a whole like image. We're like, yo, what the fuck is this? You know, and this is what's brainstorming is. You don't want to throw it to someone who's like, no, but I don't think we should go there, bro. Like, you don't want someone to actually dumb it down. Like at the end of the day, it's art, man. Like.
Yeah,
it's fun, man. This is that's
but
another thing.
Does that get to a point where sometimes your team is telling you, "Yeah, that's not good"?
No, bro, that's the thing. Like they would always go with like they will always see it. You know, they will see it and they were like, "Oh shit, I get it. Okay, cool. Let's build on that or whatever. Like let's add this to it. Like let's, you know what I mean?" And yeah.
But sorry to cut you off, but what I'm trying to add is like, you know, sometimes if everybody around you is just saying yes, 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 yes.
That's yeah, you will see it.
Yeah.
You'll know. Yeah. You will know that it's just trash.
So even that, like having those people around you that you trust to say, yeah, no.
Yeah, like
not with your ideas or something like that. I mean, in general,
like that's the thing. Like you need to understand why this person is with you. Why is he in front of you? Why are you asking him from the beginning? Like, you know what I mean? Like, do they genuinely like you as a person? Whatever this art shit.
When everything stops.
Yeah, like these guys, you know from the get go, and you know them, whatever. And if you tell him, yo, what do you think of this? And if he says that's trash, you need to believe that this is trash. And
why? Ask them to be like, why is it trash? Tell me.
They will tell you why it's trash. Yeah, they will tell you why it's trash, and sometimes you have to believe it. You know, like these people also artistic and they come from the same background as you.
And you trust their opinion.
You have to. You have to have like 2-3 people that you have to trust in. If they tell you it's trash, it's trash. Like, you know.
Yeah, and going back to the music, KAFI, the new track. Like how you're touching on something that's almost considered in our society and industry a lot of times now as a taboo topic, abuse and things like that. I personally think it's, first of all, not that it's, I don't know. It's brave, obviously, that you're encouraging people to talk about it. But it comes from an artistic message to be like, yo, we need to have more conversations like this. That, from what I understood, that's your main message that you want to give behind it, right? And someone else that does this amazingly, very mutual friend of ours, amazing person, Waleed, with his new stuff that's coming out, the Rock Your Ugly book, releasing soon. Like even him, I see a lot of similarities between.
Waleed Shah made stretch mark look cool now.
And that's what I see. Like between you and Waleed, these are two like people that I've seen from the beginning who've helped me a lot in different places. understand like a lot of similarities between you two.
Yeah.
The obsession with the artwork, the ability to not be afraid to push the boundaries, speaking your mind, being real at all times. That, I know this is something you've discussed with me before, but have you always been that way again?
Of what? Like what?
Like
Addicted to
speaking your mind?
Like artistically,
Mm.
yes. I always like to send a message artistically, individual, and in a way that other people can laugh about, or you know what I mean. And I think musically came later on in life, but I always like to show things that people don't see. You know what I mean, like creatively and in a way that it looks artistic. You know, from the comedy skits, from all of these music videos that I did for others people. You know, like it's always been, I always had an angle. You know.
And for the music video, one of the funniest things, like I was mentioning earlier, just want to say that again. Like when you told me, yeah, I'm done with music. I'm not making music again on that night. I think it was like 3 a.m.
Yeah.
And I knew at that point, obviously, that you're joking. You're like, I'm just like tired right now.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything else.
Always.
Yeah. But that did not in any way show with your energy when you're actually shooting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like we were shooting for what, 15 hours, 16 hours,
Yeah.
something like that. And throughout that, you and the whole team, not a single second went when everybody was not like, yo, let's do it, let's get it done, let's get it done.
Professional.
Whether it takes 100 takes or 50 takes, Omar, I need it again, I need it again, I need it again, nah, again.
Yeah.
Like, just
It gets
being
a bit,
relentless and not being like, because you could have easily been like, yo, I'm done today, I'm not shooting anymore.
Yeah, imagine.
Right? And you wouldn't do it because a lot of people are there to help you make
bro,
that.
that's what we signed up. That's what I signed up for. Like until death, you know, like until we get that image, I'm there.
Yeah. And it's the same. Like I think of it all the time as well, because sometimes someone will come to me and be like, yeah, you sign up to a client's work, say a client's work for 8 hours, but then the shoot goes on for 10 hours. What do you do at the 8 hour is what's going to make the difference between that client actually calling you back. If you how do you portray it? Right? Like what for me is like, if I've taken on the project, I'm going to get it done. Whatever else needs to be discussed on the side, that's separate. If I've taken that, okay, this is the vision we have, this is what we are doing, 10 hours, 11 hours, whatever it is, let's get it done. And then discuss afterwards, yo, that was something. As a client, of course, I have those discussions.
Yeah, of course.
Be like, yo, this time, whatever.
Yeah.
Next time, we have to talk about these things, right? As a client. But with you, the fun thing was like, for me, I'm not big into music videos. Like I'm with filmmaking, most of my stuff is commercials, promos, things like that. Even with photography, it's always fashion, product related stuff. So for me, it was just fun to be in a new environment and understand what happens on the music video and take in, just absorb information, absorb this, absorb how this person is doing that, how that actor is doing that, how that person is doing in a music video scenario. For you, how did that start in terms of, from your filmmaking background, you all obviously had the music video, how to make that. But the music itself, did you have someone like that you looked up to, who you went to and have a conversation and be around to learn, or you just started experimenting?
Nah, bro, I think I started experimenting alone, you know, and like I said, I knew a lot of people into music, so for me to tell them, yo, I want to record something, they tell me, yeah, come record. I'm always there anyways. You know what I mean? Like, so it's not like I had to pay for a studio time. Like I was there in one of the dopest studios, you know? And like when I wanted to record something just to fuck around, I used to go to Tim back in the days in 2009, 10.
Okay.
Like not even to release it, just, you know what I mean, say some things on the mic. And so are always open to experiment. It wasn't something that was scary to touch or scary to try, you know? And then I think when I first wanted to record one of the tracks in 2015, I think it was Aslan Adi. I recorded at Mo Flow's house in 2015. And yeah, same. It's like, yeah, come record, boom, recorded. They mixed master, AY mixed mastered it and sent it to me, you know? And it was something that it was cool.
Just
Like
to
it
have
wasn't,
fun.
yeah, it wasn't, we were boys anyways.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so for him to actually mix master my own thing without paying, you know what I mean? Like, it was like, that's a brotherly thing. And I shot a video for it. Who shot it? Carter and Bahraini. And I think Amar was there. And
Has Omar been there for all of your music videos?
like 80% of them. Yeah.
Okay,
80%.
that's cool.
Yeah,
I think that's a huge props to Omar because the visuals
Yeah, bro,
are on point.
even Carter, like, bro, when I used to tell Carter I want to shoot something and he has work at 6 a.m., 7 a.m. Or, yeah, I think he starts at 8. And then me and the guys, we used to just pull an all-nighter. We don't sleep until 6 a.m. Carter comes, shoots the video. He goes to work, we go to bed. Do you know what I mean? Like, that was, I think, 2013.
Okay.
No, none of us used to work, and I think Carter was working this
Okay.
time. And bro, just believing doing that for you, that's like, bro, if they don't believe in the vision, they tell you, fuck off. You know?
Yeah, that's a lot.
You don't have to, bro, I don't have to wake 6 a.m. for you and then go to work, stay 8 hours, and, you know? So,
put in all
just
that
the
energy
love to create. Like, they're all doing it for the sake of creating something epic.
Well,
like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not about motivation, wasn't money. Motivation wasn't just gain something.
It
they
was
wanted
just to create
see this thing, see it, and that's it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's why, like, for me, and I want to ask you this question, like, my personal creative philosophy is always be creating. That's why it's the motto. That's why it's the company's motto and all the vision and everything, right? It's just always be creating. Just put myself in a mindset of just go out, learn, create, learn, create, learn, create.
Yeah.
Do you have something like that as a creative philosophy that you always look back to or always associate with?
I think, bro, I just like to create.
Yeah.
I think I like to just stuff, bro. Basically, to shed light on things that no one saw in a way that actually cool and artistic. You know, like I don't think there's a reason for it. I think it's just something that I like to do. You know, and it doesn't. I don't think it comes from somewhere. It's
just something that you want to explore and bring to life in your own way.
Yeah, because I think we all have different environment. I grew up in a different way, and I have certain image in my head that I wanna see it in real life. You know, and that's I think what it's all about. Like, it's just storytelling. Like I have a lot of stories that I grew up with that I want the people to see. You know, and I think that's dope.
Well, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
And to finish off, because I think we're going for a while now, and I think you have to run. You're tight on time. You've been doing a lot of media.
Thanks.
How's the media gang going?
Bro, insane, man. Every day I'm on a different podcast. Amar is hating me right now. Amar is like, yeah, bro, I need to go home, man.
Okay. Before I let you go sorry, Omar, I'm going to keep him for another 5 minutes. Next music video. So what's the future? That's what I want to ask. What's the future like?
Bro, the future is, I think, I think I'm just happy because we achieved something. We all crossed something we didn't do before. So we've like other people. I'm repeating the video 10 times a day, 15 times a day, and just watching something like we all created. And you see each detail, like you see each person what he did in that set, and just beautiful.
Yeah, me and Amar when we were watching it is like, yeah, me and Amar when we were watching it is like, yo, Tartub was right there on that door.
Yeah. You were the whole time at the next to the kid. And bro, like you see the light, you see the kid, you see Rick, you see Rahat, you see what Fuad did on the table, the art designer. Like, you know what I mean? Like each detail is just for this image.
How much?
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's just insane.
You
like,
see it
nothing is
differently.
coincidence. Like, the whole thing was zero flat. There's nothing. There's no table. There's no kids. You know what I mean? Like, just to create that mood. for people to actually to take that, to take everyone in a journey to see that experience, to see that family in front of you, like it's just insane. Like that's what we all live for. And that's why everyone's like, man, this is fucking sick. It's like,
but it was absolutely one of the best experiences I've been a part of.
yeah,
That I can say
sick,
for a
man.
fact. But one last question. Do you have a process in mind sometimes, or do you just go with how you feel? But after you finish a video like this, do you sit back and be like, yo, for the next week, I want to just do everything related to the media, promotion, whatever it is for this track, and then think on the next project?
Bro, I wish, man. I wish, bro. That's
No?
the thing. I lack at these things. So other people should do it for me. You know what I mean? Like, I think as soon as I upload, my job is done.
Your job's done.
We always get it. What's the next video? And people like, yo, you have to focus on. I'm like, bro, it's done. Like, I don't know what to do. You know what I mean? Like, hey, check my music. Like, you know what I mean? That's not me. Like, if you don't check it, don't check it. Like, I don't like, you know what I mean? Like, for me, because my addiction is to create. Like, as soon as I upload,
yeah, like what's the next?
Nothing works anymore. Like, even my brain doesn't work towards that. Like, some people can work towards marketing. My brain doesn't work towards marketing. He just creates shit.
Yeah, but that's where
I can't force it. I can't force something that I don't have skills in.
And that's a beautiful thing, because I see you, and I know you're very smart with these things. Is like, as soon as you know that that's not what you are about, that's not something you enjoy, you're immediately thinking of who else can who can do that for me.
Yeah, exactly. And this is how you build things. Like, this is how you build a solid team and people that actually believe in what you said now. Like, hey, after it's uploaded, bro, listen, you need to actually push it and do the certain interviews, whatever. And knowing this gives me an idea of how important it is to have a sick team. You know what I mean? Like, nothing is a coincidence, bro.
Nah.
Like, nothing. Like, some people can watch movies and videos, they'll be like, no way, that's a coincidence. And you do another video, they'll be like, that's a coincidence.
How many times?
Bro, that's me. That's the story of my life with a lot of people that have been since music. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
it was
coincidence, fluke. Yeah. And the best thing about what we do in general is like, each fucking project is gonna be insane. Like, you know what I mean? Like, for me to upload, like, and because I'm battling my own self. Like, I have a competition with my own self. Like, I have
nobody
a competition.
Else. Nothing else matters.
Yeah. I have a competition. If I see it dope, then I'll do it. If not,
do you
then
take that as motivation when people tell you those things? That was a
like
fluke.
What?
That was
bro. I don't. The thing is, they don't tell me, bro. I hear it. Like, I don't. Of course, they're not gonna tell me because it's insane.
But when you hear from wherever you hear, like from third party,
it is motivation. Because, bro, sometimes you'll be like, oh, maybe it was a fluke. Let me try it again. You know what I mean? Like, let me try. Maybe that track was a fluke. Maybe, you know what I mean? Like, and it is a motivation because at the end of the day, the competition is within, bro. Like, the competition is, can I do this?
It's the martial arts mantra. Like,
wars. What's that book called? Art of War, man.
Art of War.
Read that, bro.
Yeah, that's a beautiful book. Miyamaru Musashi.
Amazing.
What a guy, man. And that's from him is when I learned the idea of cross training. It's like, and that's why you are amazing at it. That's why you have filmmaking, you have music, you have a bunch of other creative outlets that you do. Yeah. And they all combine when you're trying to achieve a project. Is you've learned something from here, you learned something from here. And from that book, that was probably the best takeaway.
Of course, man. Yeah, exactly. Because at the end of the day, you need to for you to build an empire, for you to build something, you need to actually at least know 20%, 15% of that process, that department, that whatever, you know. If you know more, you know more. But like, you have to have knowledge about whatever you're building. Because at the end of the day, some people can just, steal from you, stab you in the back, do other things. But if you actually have knowledge about all these things, then it's
a general understanding.
Art, it's a crazy, it's an art. Yeah.
And that happens as well. That's a lot.
All the time.
So I want to thank you again for coming. And I'm very excited to see more stuff. And
next video, get ready, bro.
Wallah, I'm ready. I've told you, anytime. I think by now you...
When is the next video, Amma? All I have to say is we might leave the city. I want to say we need to leave the city. That's a good sign. I don't know if it's a good sign or not.
No. For that video.
Ah, for that
For that
video.
video, let's go.
PCR, get the PCR ready.
PCR.
Oh, to be countries, guys. No,
Yeah.
next country.
Wallah. Again, thank you so much. And let's go. Let's keep
Love,
going.
man. Gang.
Thank you.